Welcome to the Portland Roasting Coffee Annual Sustainability Report.
All data has been collected and analyzed using the S.T.A.R.T program. Sustainability is more than just a catchphrase here at Portland Roasting. It's an opportunity to create a truly sustainable circle of commerce, linking coffee-growing communities with coffee drinkers in the rest of the world.
Environmental degradation and rising global temperatures threaten the survival of the coffee plant. With no coffee plant, our industry will collapse, leaving millions of people throughout the world with no livelihood.
We want to protect our farmers and assist them in improving their communities.
For us, the United Nations Millennium Development Goals serve as a guide for our sustainability efforts. The UN created these goals at the turn of the millennium to address 8 worldwide issues of poverty.
For nearly 20 years, we have used these goals as a framework for creating and investing in community-based projects, which allows us to focus on solutions that will benefit existing farming communities, as well as provide for the next generation of coffee farmers. As we grow, we are able to support more and more communities, which helps build a sustainable circle of commerce, both domestically and abroad.
Here at home, in Portland, one vital piece of our sustainability program is monitoring all aspects of our environmental impact.
We have developed a set of indicators that help us track our footprint over time.
Each indicator is normalized to account for the growth of our company and helps us understand where we have been successful and where there is room for improvement.
Most of our indicators look at the impact of our roasting facility and our internal operations.
First, we track how much natural gas is used at our roasting facility and measure how much is used per pound of coffee roasted.
This value has decreased 9% since 2012, showing an improvement in our coffee production efficiency.
Our second indicator is electricity use, which looks at both electricity used in our roasting facility and other internal operations. Just as with natural gas, it has improved over time.
In 2014, we replaced the lighting in our roasting facility, which resulted in an estimated 4% reduction in electricity use.
Next, we look at water use. Water use per employee increased significantly in 2014, in part because we opened our cafe in late 2013. Our packaging profile indicator looks at total weight of packaging used per pound of coffee roasted, which has decreased steadily since 2011.
This also helps us see how much of our packaging is compostable and recyclable, and how much will have to be sent to the landfill after it's used.
The vehicle fuel indicator looks at how much fuel we're using in our company-owned vehicles. In 2014, we reduced fuel use per pound of coffee roasted by 15%.
Our waste composition indicator helps us see how much waste we're generating and how much of that waste we're able to compost and recycle.
In 2014, our total waste increased by 8%, showing room for improvement.
Another part of what we track is the external or indirect impact of our business.
For example, we track how our employees commute to work and encourage them to bike or take public transportation when possible by providing a bike rack in a secure area and sharing the cost of bus passes.
We also measure the impact of all our business travel. This, of course, includes travel to business meetings and industry events, but also trips to source new coffee.
Lastly, we look at the impact of our deliveries. For our local customers, we use Beeline Sustainable Urban Delivery Trikes or our own Portland Roasting Delivery Service.
However, the main component here is third-party shipping that we use to send our coffee nationwide.
Additionally, we track the type and source of our coffee purchases, most of which come from South and Central America.
2014 was a good year, and our sustainability efforts paid off. But there is always room for improvement. Some indicators are still moving in the wrong direction, and as we grow, our overall emissions continue to increase.
Natural gas and electricity usage are 2 major sources of emissions, but we are pleased that we have continued to find ways to roast our coffee more efficiently.
Another large source of carbon emissions comes from third-party shipping. And as our company continues to grow our business nationally, this is an area where we can try to improve.
And as we spend more time tracking this data, we can better see patterns and trends in our sustainability efforts and plan for continued improvement.
To mitigate our impacts, we are committed to avoiding, reducing, and offsetting emissions.
After avoidance and reduction efforts, we can appropriately offset the impact of those emissions we do create and make sure that our business remains carbon neutral overall.
In 2014, we purchased renewable power to cover 100% of our electricity use, and Trees for the Future planted 10,000 trees on our behalf.
This not only protects local animal habitats, but also offsets some of the carbon emissions that we create, helping us to stay carbon neutral.
In addition to our environmental projects at home, we support multiple community projects working to fulfill the Millennium Development Goals.
For our business and our world to be truly healthy and sustainable, we must give back to the communities that support us through hard work and years of dedication to farming.
The Millennium Development Goals serve as a guide for our projects, which all focus on at least one of the goals, usually more.
With these goals in mind, we have participated in an array of important projects throughout the world, including funding a teacher in Costa Rica, building a school in Papua New Guinea, and helping farmers receive Rainforest Alliance certification for their coffee. Many of our projects involve developing water resources that improve the daily lives of people and communities throughout the world.
Portland Global Initiatives is our nonprofit side that creates and presents educational programming for local elementary and middle school classes and holds annual fundraising events to support global water projects. Since its creation, it has built wells, improved water sanitation, and increased local awareness about global water issues.
In 2014, PGI collected $14,000 through the Ski for Water and Walk for Water fundraising events and the Politics of Water Summit. This money was then put to use in 2 water improvement projects in Honduras.
PGI measures its success in number of lives impacted and can proudly report to improve the water conditions for 16,164 people and counting.
Through our extensive program of tracking and offsetting the carbon emissions we can't eliminate, we are proud to maintain our 8th year of carbon neutrality. Thank you for joining with us to make this year so great. We're glad to be on this journey and grateful for your support.